Morning, Abotai, Shavua Tov. Although the summer is almost over, it's an important halakha to know. It comes up in other situations as well, not only during the summer. The halakha with regards to reciting a bracha or other divrei kedusha at a beach or at a pool where people are dressed in bathing suits. So what would be the halakha in a situation like that? So first of all, we learn out from a pasuk in the Torah, that a person is not allowed to recite a bracha or utter Hashem's name while he's undressed. Doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, you cannot recite Hashem's name while undressed. You have to be dressed to a certain extent. Now, to what extent do you have to be dressed? So the Gemara tells us in Masechet Berachot Daf Kav Dalet Amud Aleph, it's brought down in Halacha by Maran Shulchan Aruch and Siman Ayin Dalet and Orach Chaim, that a man has to be mafsik ben libo la'irva, which means that a person's heart cannot see his private area, which means you have to be wearing at least something that kind of interrupts between the heart and the lower part of the body. Therefore, for a man to be wearing a bathing suit, swimming trunks, just that, if that's the only thing he's wearing, la halacha, it is perfectly acceptable to recite a bracha. Obviously, your head has to be covered. You have to be wearing a kippah or some other bigid, as Maran says in Siman Reshvav, because you can't utter Hashem's name otherwise. What about a woman wearing a bathing suit? La halacha, Maran says the same thing. As long as a woman is covered, her front and back side, as much as she would be while sitting down, she would also be permissible she would be permitted to recite a bracha. So a woman who's wearing a bathing suit, in general, that's the case. So over there, la halacha, she would be able to make a bracha that way too. Now that's all with regards to the individual making the bracha while he's dressed like that. What happens if there are other people who are dressed like that in front of you? So over there it makes a difference. The halacha is that if a woman is facing either a man or another woman in a bathing suit, she sees them wearing a bathing suit, la halacha, a woman may still recite a bracha, she's still good to go. The other way around, for a man who is facing another man wearing a bathing suit, also can't be any worse than he himself wearing a bathing suit, and the halacha is that he can still recite a bracha. However, if a man is facing a woman, chalila, in a bathing suit, obviously it goes without saying that that's irva, and he's not allowed to recite a bracha or any other divrei kedusha unless he closes his eyes. He has to close his eyes or turn away, in which case he'd be able to make a bracha. It's obviously needless to say that person cannot go to a mixed beach, a beach or a pool where women are dressed like that. The Gemara says in Masechet Berachot Daf Samach Aleph Amud Aleph that a person loses his olam haba for doing that. There's also a Gemara, Masechet Baba Batra Daf Nun Zayin Amud Bet. We saw it last week in the Daf that a person's called a rasha for doing that. We're talking about a situation where a person's doing the tzanua thing. Sometimes a person's caught in a situation where women are not dressed the most tzanua, so that's the halachot for these kinds of situations. But obviously to go there and then to be asking, oh, by the way, how do I make a bracha in such a situation? You got much, much bigger fish to fry in that situation. Shavua Tov.